Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight with Teresa Strong-Myrick, Action Coach Tampa Bay. I am here again with another wonderful business owner in the area. Today, we are here with Amanda. I'm not going to mess up your last name.
It's Loeffler. Yeah.
Loeffler. And she's going to tell us all about her business and what she's doing in the world. So,
Oh,
Amanda, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Teresa. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. My name is Amanda Loeffler, and I am the proud owner of Amanda Loeffler Notary Services. And what I did was I took something, kind of simple at its core. Notary work isn't necessarily rocket science. And I applied my principles that I learned in business school to turn it into a concierge business where I really work to fit the needs of every single client in any way that I possibly can. Go the extra mile, providing an extra special customer service, and try to make sure that everything is done correctly the first time. And if it isn't, then I go back and fix it at no charge.
Awesome.
So I got my start about a year ago. So the middle of December last year, I was working toward opening a restaurant called Simplicity Gluten Free. I had to put that on pause because there were supply chain issues that are still existent today. If I wanted to order equipment, it would be about a year out. If I wanted to rehab this space, it was going to cost me, around $650,000 that I didn't have. And I'm very niche. I do the gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, picker-free, any-free, and make it taste amazing.
Oh,
and
wow.
Unfortunately, being in such a niche, if I took on investors, they're going to want to have a say and say, oh, wait a minute, your profit margins aren't necessarily as high. You have to offer stuff with gluten, or you have to offer this or that. And I didn't want any part of that. So I said, well, okay, I'll wait. I'll save some money, but I still have to feed my family because I have 5 children. So,
My goodness.
yeah, I know I say that every day. So, I did some research and I wanted to see what could I do where it was fairly flexible. I could still feed my family. I could still be at, basketball games, football games, softball games, soccer games. What other sport are we doing? Oh, baseball. Yeah, pick a sport, any sport. My kids are very involved in sports, and stuff at their school and whatnot. And so,
Right.
I wanted the flexibility to be able to do that, but still earn a decent income. And I landed on mobile notary. I'm still not exactly sure quite how that happened. And I was like, this might quite possibly be the most boring thing I could land on, but it's a job that I would have no matter what my government did to me. If they shut everything down again, they still need a notary. So that was
Nice.
kind of my train of thought of, what do I do to be able to keep working no matter what? So I started my mobile notary business, and January 1st, I would call it my kickoff of when I got started. And at first it was, just beating pavement. I realized I had to get out and meet all of the people without realizing there were things like BNI out there. I had no idea BNI even existed at that point. But had I known, I would have been like, oh, hi, I'm joining the first group I can find. Gosh, what a great resource that is. Especially since we have 56 different chapters of it here in Tampa Bay. Oh
Right,
man,
exactly.
you got 56 ponds to go fishing in and share your business in.
People are sleeping on that. You're so right.
Yes, and then other groups, like I haven't been to NPI or RGA or any of those, but I know they're out there. I can't get to them all. I joined the Chamber of Commerce for Madeira Beach and Treasure Island, which has been such a blessing to me. They are so much fun. They do 90 face-to-face events a year. I actually became an ambassador with them.
See, now I'm going to stop you because I love that you are bringing in the element of networking and how important that is to building your business. Not many of us have talked about that, and I don't know if many of us are going the extra mile, which is not even an extra mile. It is the one thing you can do for free.
Yes, and not only that, but it's like the most, I feel like, especially if you're doing something that really relies heavily on relationships. You have to go out and make the relationships, because if you don't have the relationships, you don't have a business,
And seriously, most businesses are based on relationships.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have
absolutely.
to have a relationship with the customers in order to build a business, relationship with other strategic partners. There's so many things that ways you can leverage relationship to build business. So I just love that you brought that element into this.
Yes. Yeah. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing. So yeah. So what's your next question? Where do you want me to go next?
You're so fun. I could just let you go.
I could just keep talking all day.
So what has been your biggest challenge in business so far?
Yeah, I think my biggest challenge at this point has just been steady business. Like I have a lot of repeat clients, which has been such a blessing. But just keeping things steady where it's like, okay, my calendar is completely booked every single day. That's been something that's been kind of hard. So many days I am pretty booked and running from one thing to the next. You see me running from one thing to the next from time to time. If I'm even able to get to the things that we're both trying to get to.
Right.
So, so yeah, I would say that that's probably been my biggest challenge, and, sometimes it's like, okay, I'll set a goal and my goal is always to beat my husband's income because, if I'm not beating my husband's income, what am I even doing here? Like, why am I
I love
bothering,
it. I
right?
love it. Awesome.
He and I are very competitive that way, but not in like a toxic way. It's more of a like, he's always been the breadwinner and I'm like, I just can't keep living this way.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's always the goal every single day is to beat his income. So I broke it down to like daily, weekly, monthly, and that's always the goals. Yeah.
And that's wonderful. It's like whatever drives you to get to your goals and whatever drives you to set goals is wonderful because to go about aimlessly gets you nowhere. So I love that. Yeah. So I love that however you have to do it, right? Make
Absolutely.
it fun. If anything, make it fun so that you enjoy reaching the goals and you reap the benefits of the extra income and money, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like at this point, it's like, hey, how are we eating? Just because everything has gone up so much.
Yeah.
So there's times where it's like my income is that's what's feeding us. Or
right.
Oh, wait, we wanted to go watch another launch at Cape Canaveral. Oh, mom better get to work,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the future of your business?
So what I see happening in the next year is, I've grown beautifully in this first year. Most people can't start a business and say, oh my gosh, I have over 50,000 in closed business in my first year. Nice. I can say that at this point, which is beautiful.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, but and it's one of those things where I'm like constantly like, what can I do? Where can I pivot? Where can I change? Like, how do I make myself better? How do I figure out how to be a better communicator? But so where I see myself going is being able to triple my income, to be able to beat my husband's income, and hire somebody to handle the social media because I find myself struggling with that one just to, there's only so many hours in the day and I needed to post this and whatever. And it would be so much easier to like, just hand that off to somebody else and say, here's your content, have fun.
Right. So you're a one-woman team right now.
I'm a one-woman team, although I do work with a lot of other notaries and pass them business if I can't take it. I'm happy to pass on the work to somebody else. And at one point I was looking at opening an office, and having a team within the office. But the problem is that the overhead would be so high. It just doesn't make sense to do it.
Right. Right.
And those other notaries might say, oh, well, I'm not making enough this month to help pay for, whatever my part of that expense is. And so I got to the point where I was like, I'm not gonna mess with that.
Right. And what's working and mobile is working for you, correct?
Mobile is working. So one of the best ways it's working, I've got to talk about Banco ZK and their awesomeness. So their business accounts have no fees. I need to repeat that, no fees, 0. And if you don't have office space, what they will do is if you call ahead, they will actually let you use their conference space if it's available. So if I need, conference space, I'll just call whatever Banco ZK location is closest to my client and say, hey, do you have availability? Would it be okay if we popped in for 30 minutes? And about 99.9% of the time, the answer is yes. And they have allowed me to hold apostille events, which apostille is international notary work. So think, say your family is from another country, pick a country, any country, and you inherit a castle in that country because Teresa, of course, should have a castle in another country, right?
Of course, yeah.
This is like just logic right here. So Teresa says, I really love my castle in this other country, but I can't move there. I'm thriving here with the Action Coach. my life here in St. Pete is perfect. I don't think I'm leaving. I think I'm happy here. So I'll go ahead and sell it. Well, you'll need a power of attorney to sell that piece of property. And then there'll be other documents along the way that you'll have to have apostille, which means that it's legalized in both in the US and whatever that other country.
Oh, gotcha.
So I help you through that process, and it depends on what country it is to whether it has to be done at the state level, or sometimes it has to be done at the federal and then the embassy level. So I help you through that whole process.
Oh, that's great. I didn't even know that was a thing. So awesome. I love the education. I love the education you're giving us today. This is fabulous.
So it's so totally a thing, and it's so niche. So so once a month, I'll go into a different Banco ZK location for a few hours and put myself there. I put out a press release and put it in the community calendars if they'll let me put it in the community calendars. Like, hey, I'm here. I let the we have, I believe it was 9 different consulates here. So I let them all know, like, hey, I'm doing this. This is where I'm at. And if you need to send people to me, if they're looking for somebody, I'm here. I have everything with me. I have a printer. I have a computer. I have a scanner. I have shipping materials. I have it all. Nice. I can go ahead and take care of this today for you. And that's actually worked out really well.
I love it. So, Amanda, you are dropping gems today. I
try. Anything I can offer to like help other people, like I want to, like, especially somebody else that wants to go into this field. Right. I can't take all the work out there. I mean, I want to, but reality is I can't. So if I can help somebody else's business along the way, I'm happy to do that.
That's awesome. I absolutely love it. So what keeps you motivated day to day? So you have, 5 kids.
5 kids. That's my motivation.
I can't even imagine.
5 kids and paying over $3,000 a month in groceries, Teresa. $3,000 a month because they all have food allergies. So we don't buy any gluten. We don't buy dairy. We buy meat from a farm on the other side of Tampa. That's my motivation, is I want to make sure that I have the money to feed my family.
That's awesome. I feel that. I feel that. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you. Do you have anything coming up in the next couple of months that you want to share with the community?
I do. So on December 14th at the Banco ZK on 4th Street, I am doing another apostille event. We'll be there from like 9:30 till probably about 1:15 maybe, because I'll have to leave to go get the kids. Maybe 1:30. But I would love to help people with their documents if they've got anything that they've just been holding on to that they're like not really sure. I've got a couple of folks that are like, oh wait, I wanted to get my passport for Italy, or I've wanted to, I'm working toward dual citizenship for all of my kids, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Awesome.
So I'll be there and available to help out with that. So
wonderful. Awesome. So I'll add the information to the description. Can you just say what your website is or how people can reach you?
It's www.amandalefflernotary.com. And they can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook. You can find me through I Love St. Pete. I'm not really active on Instagram. This is why I need a social media person, because I need them to just take this away, because I just don't have time to mess with it.
Understood.
I'm happy to help in any way I can. I have a lot of other folks asking me like, hey, I want to start a notary business. Like, how do I do this? And, I've got another notary that she and I are working on a training platform for other notaries to teach them how to do it.
Wonderful.
Just because I'm at the point where I'm like, I want to help you, but I can't answer all your questions. But if I create a platform where I can put all these videos up and you can go back and watch that video 500 times.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Absolutely.
So wonderful. Working on that currently, but that probably won't be up for a couple more weeks or months. We've had a hard time like scheduling, trying to get together to get that done. So
gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate all the information you gave us. This was a learning, interview.
I was going to say, now I want to learn from you guys. Like, I'm sure there's all kind, even though I've got that business background, I've got that, that business degree, I'm sure I could come in and learn all kinds of great things from you guys.
There's so much. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that off screen.
So we'll do that. All right. Well, take care. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was fun.
All right, no problem. Thank you guys again for watching another episode of Business Spotlight. We'll see you again next time.
Awesome. Take care, Teresa.